And so for U.S. Army Special Operations Command and Special Operations Command, the Joint All-Service Special Operations Command where he is now, he's been involved in concept development, research and development, and is now got Sofwerx. And so let's give Tamron Bates a warm welcome. Tamron? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks, sir.
All right, hey, so good morning. Pleasure to be here. As I was introduced, I was kind of thinking, man, that guy sounds pretty cool. I'd like to be that guy. But no, I'm an old broken has-been from way back, 25 years in the Army, 20 of it in SOF. And so there was a period, as was mentioned, you know, one day I was looking for that old crusty guy that was broken in the unit, and then I found out it was me. And so I actually turned to the dark side of research and development, and I've always had kind of an innovative or entrepreneurial spirit, even when I was in uniform. And so that kind of helped translate into the next steps of my career. I actually got out, worked as an engineering fellow for a pretty large company. They treated me very well, but then the opportunity came. Mr. Gertz, who was the then acquisition executive for USSOCOM, kind of pulled 5 of us together and said he wanted to make a difference. He wanted to change the way that SOCOM looked at new, novel, and provocative capabilities or technologies. And the reason why wasn't because his workforce was incapable. They're a phenomenal partner to have. In fact, within the Department of Defense space, nobody does innovation as quickly and as effectively as USSOCOM. But the challenge was they were still missing, you know, if you look at the scale of research and development from the 90s on that was happening in the commercial sector, the Department of Defense is missing out on all of that, right? And so it's really how can you capitalize on and expose yourselves, create visibility to that non-traditional, what I call more of a non-traditional market, to take advantage and bend them to your will to whatever capacity you can. So the first thing starts with visibility. So under Mr. Gertz and USSOCOM, we formed a partnership, and it's called Sofwerx. I'm going to talk a little bit about that this morning, and hopefully get some of you folks engaged on it. Oh, I did it wrong, didn't I? Me and technology. All right. I think this is going to be good. All right, so this is going to be probably the quickest brief you've ever gotten on Sofwerx. So let me start off first off by just asking, how many of you guys have never heard of Sofwerx? All right, perfect. So this is fertile ground, and I think this is hopefully going to be pretty helpful. Which button do I push to get to full screen? That one? Bingo. All right, so what is Sofwerx? So Sofwerx is a platform that was started out under what's called a partnership intermediary agreement. So all that is some highfalutin congressional language that allows nonprofits such as DefenseWorks to be stood up as public-facing emissaries on the government's behalf. And so that's really what we do. We are a platform, and our job is to really create that collaborative environment or the deliberate collisions, specifically focused in non-traditionals, but we'll work with everybody, and we'll kind of talk a little bit about that. So, you know, I mentioned before that the word platform is kind of our operative term. We've actually, before platforms were cool, was the cool word, we actually use that, right? I still put peanuts in my Coke, kind of stuff. But if you think about the things in today's day and age, you know, the world's largest cab company owns no cabs, the world's largest retailer, no brick and mortar, you know, world's largest hotelier, no hotels. What do they own? They own platforms. Right? I wish I had more stock in all of those platforms, but the reality is they develop these very, you know, provocative platforms that kind of compel us both on the demand and the supply side to work on their platforms at scale. So every day when I come to work, that's what I'm thinking about, is how can I help increase the demand and the supply side for USSOCOM on our platform so that they can do more with less. And that's, you can see our chart there. It's not just about the physical presence, it's about some of our digital environment, as well as doing some rapid prototyping and exploration. So here's how it works day to day. So a lot of people will ask us, how does it function? So we get all manner of ideas and maturity levels that come through our facility. Everything from idea on a cocktail napkin all the way to, a program executive office that has a 100-page requirements document that's very clear and concise and ready to go. So we have prescriptive processes that we get guys through: ideation sessions, collaborative sessions between industry experts and the government experts and the operators, as well, to kind of refine that into what we call the nominations space. Once we get a nomination, we'll put it out on our ecosystem. In our ecosystem, which it's free to join, you can sign up anytime you'd like. We reserve our ecosystem for business opportunities only, right? You're not going to hear about our swag bar or how the softball team is doing, right? We're going to send nothing but business opportunities you guys' way. But once we fill out an ecosystem announcement, we also have some PAI scraping tools. We use some commercial marketing tools ourselves to do some market and targeted research. Because again, we want to get a coffee date to US SOCOM. And that's really what's important. You see that 30-day submission process, right? So my job is to help US SOCOM and you, some of our business partners that are in here, get a coffee date. A coffee date is not a 30-page proposal. It is not a sources sought, 20-page thing, white paper or whatever. It's like a quad chart. I also have a one-pager that I send you that has 7 questions on it. That's it, right? That's your entry, because we don't think it ought to be very onerous. US SOCOM's a tremendous partner for us, and I tell them all the time, hey, don't ask for that, it's too much. You're gonna lose 50% of your audience before you even get out of the gate. So we make it very simple. And then out of that submission process, the government actually does the down selects, right? We're neutral. You don't want me involved in the process, nor do I want to be, right? I gave up my right to vote on governmental operational capabilities 5 years ago. So the government down selects those, and then we will call folks in for a one-on-one discussion. Then SOCOM will take what they like, and then put some of them under contract. Some of them actually come through us. That's that upper line that you see there via collaborative project orders. If you guys have something that's like TRL 5, that's not ready necessarily for the program executive offices, but they'll do a business to business. They'll bring money to us, we'll do a business to business